Hello everyone, thanks for joining us as we track what's shaping up to be a very turbulent week across the heart of the country. If you live anywhere in the central United States, you'll want to pay close attention to the forecast over the next several days. A very active and potentially dangerous weather pattern is setting up across the central U.S. this week, putting millions of people at risk for severe thunderstorms, heavy rainfall, and rapidly changing conditions from today all the way through the weekend. This is not your typical spring storm system. Meteorologists are watching closely as the ingredients come together for a prolonged period of unsettled weather. This is a multi-day event, with several rounds of powerful storms expected to sweep through the region. Each round will bring its own set of hazards, and the risk will persist for several days in a row. Some areas could see storms redeveloping day after day, increasing the potential for flooding and repeated severe weather impacts. The main area of concern stretches from Texas all the way up to Illinois, covering a huge swath of the Great Plains and the Mississippi Valley. This corridor is under the gun for the most intense storms, with the highest risk zones shifting slightly each day as the weather system evolves. If you live in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, or Illinois, it's especially important to stay alert. These states are right in the path of the most active weather, and conditions could change rapidly. Even if you're outside the highest risk area, strong storms could still impact your community. What makes this week particularly concerning is that it isn't just one storm system passing through. Instead, we're looking at a persistent setup in the atmosphere that will allow storms to regenerate and track over the same regions multiple times. This increases the risk for flash flooding, as saturated ground won't have time to dry out between rounds of rain. The primary threats with these storms include very large hail that can damage vehicles and roofs, damaging straight-line winds capable of knocking down trees and power lines, and the potential for tornadoes, some of which could be strong. Lightning and localized flooding are also concerns, especially in areas that see repeated storms. Now is the time to make sure you have a severe weather plan in place. Double-check that you have multiple reliable ways to receive weather alerts, such as a weather radio, smartphone apps, or local news. Talk with your family about where to take shelter if a warning is issued, and prepare an emergency kit with essentials in case you lose power. The focus of severe weather will shift slightly each day, so it's important to stay informed and ready to act. Even if your area isn't in the highest risk zone today, that could change tomorrow as the system evolves and moves. Over the next few minutes, we'll break down what to expect, day by day, so you can stay ahead of the storms and keep your loved ones safe. Let's take a closer look at the forecast and how you can prepare for this active week ahead. Why is this happening now? What's behind the sudden surge of severe weather across the heartland? The answer lies in a dramatic battle unfolding high above us. A clash of powerful air masses that sets the stage for spring's most intense storms. It's the classic spring clash of air masses, a meteorological showdown that happens every year but can vary in intensity. This is when the atmosphere becomes a battleground, with warm, moist air and cold, dry air fighting for dominance. Warm, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico surges northward, blanketing the central U.S. in moisture. This air is like fuel for thunderstorms, providing the energy needed for towering clouds and heavy rain. As it moves over the land, it creates a thick, muggy environment that's perfect for storm development. At the same time, cold, dry air pushes relentlessly south from Canada. This air is dense and heavy, sweeping across the plains and colliding with the warm, moist air from the Gulf. The contrast between these two air masses is what makes spring weather so unpredictable and sometimes dangerous. When these opposing forces meet, the cold air acts like a wedge, sliding underneath the lighter, warmer air and forcing it to rise rapidly. This sudden lift causes the warm air to cool and condense, forming towering storm clouds that can quickly turn severe. It's a process that can happen in minutes, transforming a calm day into a scene of dramatic weather. The boundary where these air masses collide is called a front, or in some cases, a dry line. This is the focal point for storm development, where the atmosphere's energy is concentrated and released in bursts of thunder, lightning, and heavy rain. Because this boundary is expected to stall over the central U.S., storms won't just be a one-day event. Instead, the same areas could see repeated rounds of thunderstorms, with new storms developing day after day as long as the pattern holds. Imagine it as a conveyor belt in the sky. Moisture from the Gulf keeps streaming north, while powerful upper-level winds help organize these storms into supercells. These rotating storms are capable of producing large hail, damaging winds, and even tornadoes. This setup is a textbook recipe for major severe weather outbreaks across the plains. It's the kind of pattern meteorologists study closely, knowing that all the right ingredients are coming together for potentially dangerous storms. Every spring, meteorologists watch for this exact scenario. With warm, moist air, cold, dry air, and strong winds aloft, the stage is set. Right now, all the ingredients are in place, and the atmosphere is primed for action. That's why the threat isn't just for a single day. From Wednesday through the weekend, communities across the region need to stay alert as the risk for severe weather remains high. Each day could bring new rounds of storms, with changing threats as the pattern evolves. As this volatile pattern unfolds, stay tuned to forecasts and be prepared to act quickly. The clash of air masses is underway, and the coming days could bring some of the most intense weather of the season. Let's break down the severe weather threats emerging today as a powerful system sweeps across the central United States. It's Wednesday, March 4th, a day that's shaping up to be anything but ordinary for millions across the region. This afternoon and evening, severe thunderstorms are expected to erupt from central Texas, stretching northward through southeastern Kansas, and pushing into Missouri and southern Illinois. These storms are fueled by a potent mix of warm, moist air and strong upper-level winds, creating the perfect environment for dangerous weather. Major cities in the path, Dallas, Kansas City, and St. Louis, should be on high alert. Residents in these areas need to pay close attention to local forecasts and be ready to act quickly if warnings are issued. The primary hazards today are large, destructive hail, potentially golf ball size or even larger, and damaging wind gusts that could exceed 60 miles per hour. These winds can snap tree limbs, damage roofs, and knock out power. If you have a vehicle, move it into a garage or under sturdy shelter to protect it from hail. Secure patio furniture, trash bins, and any loose outdoor items that could become dangerous projectiles in strong winds. While hail and wind are the main concerns, the atmospheric setup means an isolated tornado or two can't be ruled out, especially in areas where storms become more intense or begin to rotate. Take every severe thunderstorm warning seriously. Storms can intensify rapidly, sometimes with little advance notice, so it's crucial to stay alert and have multiple ways to receive warnings, like a weather app, local news, or a NOAA weather radio. Expect storms to ignite late this afternoon and continue well into the night. Overnight storms are particularly dangerous because people are often asleep and less likely to receive warnings, so make sure alerts are enabled on your phone. Now is the time to double-check your emergency kit, make sure you have flashlights, fresh batteries, and that your weather radio is working properly. Having these supplies ready can make a big difference if the power goes out. This is just the beginning of what could be an active and potentially dangerous period of severe weather. Stay prepared, stay informed, and take action early to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Thursday, March 5th, the severe threat shifts to northwestern and central Texas, western and central Oklahoma, and south-central Kansas, classic Tornado Alley. Oklahoma City, Wichita, and areas west of Dallas-Fort Worth should be on high alert, especially late afternoon and tonight. Main concerns: very large hail and powerful wind gusts, with storms capable of structural damage. The tornado threat is low but not zero. Any tornado can be dangerous, most likely timing for tornadoes. Late afternoon and early evening. Keep your phone charged and alerts enabled, especially since storms may continue overnight. Have a reliable way to be woken up by warnings. NOAA weather radios are best. For Thursday and Friday, a moderate risk for severe weather has been issued. This is level 4 out of 5, meaning widespread, intense storms are likely. A moderate risk signals a high confidence in a significant severe weather outbreak. Review your safety plan, check supplies, and make sure everyone knows what to do if a warning is issued. The AccuWeather Local Storm Max TM for wind gusts is 80 mph, equivalent to a Category 1 hurricane. Not every storm will reach this, but it shows the high-end potential. Postpone outdoor activities and travel if possible. Stay close to sturdy shelter and keep up with the latest weather information. These warnings are meant to empower you to make safe decisions. Friday, March 6th, the severe threat pivots eastward, central Texas through the Arklatex, Arkansas, and into Missouri. Cities like Little Rock, Shreveport, and Springfield should be on high alert. Damaging winds, large hail, and tornadoes are all possible. The slow-moving front means some areas could see repeated storms, raising flash flooding concerns. Supercell thunderstorms are likely, especially in the afternoon and evening. Don't let your guard down, even if you've already seen storms this week. Warning fatigue is real, but each round is dangerous. Stay vigilant, keep weather alerts handy, and be ready to act immediately. One of the biggest dangers this week is the threat of nighttime storms. Tornadoes after dark are more than twice as deadly as daytime ones. You can't see them, and reaction time is slower. By the time you hear a tornado, it may be too late. That's why a NOAA weather radio or a phone app with loud alerts is critical. At night, people are less aware and may be asleep, increasing risk. Know your shelter plan before storms hit, so you can act fast if alerted. Thursday and Friday nights are especially hazardous across the Southern Plains and Mississippi Valley. Don't rely on sirens. Have a way to be woken up by warnings. Even into the weekend, the stormy pattern continues. Saturday's main threats: large hail and increasing risk of flooding, especially from central Texas to the Tennessee Valley. Hail remains a concern, but flooding may become the most widespread danger. Several days of rain will saturate the ground, raising rivers and streams. Any additional heavy rain could quickly lead to flash flooding. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Never drive through flooded roads. Even a small amount of moving water can sweep a vehicle away. Pay close attention to flash flood warnings, as well as severe thunderstorm alerts. Stay safe and alert through the weekend. Flooding is a major concern, even in areas recently affected by drought. Heavy rain on dry, hard ground runs off quickly, leading to flash floods. Urban areas are especially vulnerable. Storm drains can be overwhelmed in minutes. What starts as beneficial rain can turn dangerous fast. Multi-day storms mean saturated ground and rising rivers. Later storms have nowhere to go. Rivers and creeks can swell rapidly, causing widespread flooding. Know if you live in a flood-prone area, and never camp or park near streams during a flood threat. Never drive through flooded roadways. The dangers are real and can escalate quickly. The threat will shift from wind and hail to high water, but remain serious. Stay prepared, stay aware, and make choices that keep you safe.